Supercross fans, it's time to overreact. How about this? Salt Lake City comes through on the entertainment factor, and it started on press day. You got Hayden Deegan bringing the silliness to Tom Vialle, and it lasted all through Saturday as well, qualifying and everything. And then, of course, you have Jett Lawrence under attack from Cooper Webb in the heat race, and then Jason Anderson decides that Hunter Lawrence, he needs some too, so he's going to give him a little bit in the main event. Hunter, of course, comes back later on and gives him some in return. So, yeah, Salt Lake for a final round of the championship, it delivered. It was a banger. I'm excited. Let's overreact. All right, so the gate goes down for 250 East Coast heat racing. That was heat race number 1, and my eyes were on Tom Vialle. And man, that was like his worst start of the year. That's 2 weeks in a row, man. I know the pressure is there, but good God, we got to get off the gate, my man. But he was way, way back, and it was Cody Schock who was way up front leading. And let me tell you right now, I don't care that he smacked the wall, okay? I don't care that he crashed. The dude is going for it. He's throwing himself up front, and I swear, he's going to be a McAdoo type story in a couple years where we look back and we're going to say, hey, how did this all happen? Where did this come from? Think back to this season. That guy is putting himself up front, and it doesn't always work, but guess what? It's coming around, and he is going to be sick next year. So shout out Cody Schock for smacking the wall, and shout out to Hayden Deegan for looking phenomenal. He's 3-ing up on the table. He's ripping the whoops, and he is gone. He looks like a guy who is mad and pissed and wants to leave a mark, and he's been trying to leave a mark on Tom Vialle, I guess, all weekend long. Smacked him with just results. I mean, just smoked him. And Tom Vialle looked maybe the worst I've seen him this season, just sitting back there. I'm sure he's nervous, and it wasn't a great environment. He barely made the main. It's okay. It's just a heat race. Main event's coming. I'm sure the guy can handle pressure, but that was the worst look yet for him. All right, gate goes down for 250 heat race number 2. It's the West Coast guys, and I get exactly what I want. It's Levi Kitchen. It's RJ Hampshire. Let's just start in the heat race and get it on and start the fight right now. And that's what they did, but they kind of didn't fight. They just sat there and played yo-yo, and Levi would pull away, RJ made a mistake, he'd come back, and nothing really happened. But to me, the tension actually built more because nothing happened. I'm thinking, all right, these guys are so equally matched. If one guy smoked the other, it'd kind of feel weird going into the showdown. No, these guys are like virtually identical right now, and it's a winner take all. So the tension for me is even bigger. It built even more for Levi Kitchen as RJ Hampshire came right up on him on the finish line jump. And it's on to the main event for the 250 East-West Showdown, baby. Let's go. All right, so we move on to the 450s, and I'm thinking this thing is just over. It's going to be a snoozer. And Cooper Webb says, hold up a second. Let me smack Jett Lawrence in the first corner just to excite you all for a second, and I loved it. And Cooper, thank you very much for doing that. But then like 2 seconds later, it was over, and Jett cruised on for the win. And I don't really know what Coop's intentions were there all the way. Like, I love it. I love the aggression, but seriously, there's no points on the line, so nothing's going to affect the championship unless, of course, you hurt him. So unless you were planning on sending him out onto the plywood, so he got a sliver, and it got infected, and he couldn't race because of an infected pinky finger. Other than that, there was no other real strategy at play other than maybe just angst. Maybe he was just like, because. Either way, I liked it. Thank you, Cooper Webb. But Jett Lawrence goes on to cruise away. Yeah, that was pretty boring. Heat race number 2 was pretty cool, especially early as Justin Cooper got to the lead. And what was really cool in this heat race is the glimpse of Justin Cooper leading races and getting passed by Chase Sexton. I think you're going to see that a lot this summer. Think about it. Sexton's a little higher up on the hierarchy, 450 outdoor, of course, but Justin Cooper is going to be good this summer. He's going to get starts, and Chase Sexton's going to have to pass him a lot. So I actually like getting the glimpse of the summer right there. But Chase Sexton passed him pretty easy. It might be a little harder come summertime. Just saying, watch out for Justin Cooper. But Chase was phenomenal. That was by far the best, maybe the best I've seen him ride all year. He was just perfect and dominant and physical and strong and giving us all hope that there's going to be something in the main event because Jett's been making this thing boring. Oh, and shout out to Adam Cincerello for making the main. He almost didn't. Jason Anderson, bro, really? Teammate. Like, it's his last night. Just let him in the main. But no, he smacks him off the track, and AC bounces back to 9th, which I'm sure he was pretty terrified and scared. Would have been ironic to go to the LCQ on his last night, but no, he gets in 9th, he's safe, and on to the main. All right, so I normally don't cover the LCQs, but this week they were phenomenal. I'm going to start with Mad Max Miller. Bro, you went through the whoops so freaking fast. That was all heart, all commitment, made it work in the last corner, and that's just one of the raddest passes I've seen all year, so shout out to you. And then in the 450 LCQ, dude, Tristan Lane was in 3rd. He had that thing. Harrison's coming to go in the last corner. Both go down, and I'm thinking, no way. How is the gap so big? So here comes Kevin Moranz right around the outside, and he gets in the main, and that's a lesson for you kids. Stay in it. Don't give up. You never know when two dudes will take themselves out in the last corner. You can sneak by, and if you're Tristan Lane and Mitchell Harrison, thanks for the entertainment, but boys, you are out of the main. All right, so I'm fired up. It's the 250 main. It's the Showdown, my favorite race of the season, and everything is lined up perfectly. You got Vialle riding terrible. You got Deegan riding possessed. RJ and Levi are exactly identical. Let's drop the gate, and when it goes down, it's Hayden Deegan who gets out front, and RJ Hampshire for his championship gets out front too. It was a really good start, just somewhere right there outside of the top three, but oh my gosh, did he escape madness. But for Tom Vialle, that was a killer start from the outside, but it still had you somewhere around that 10 marker, and there's Levi Kitchen, just buried. You got both of them right around that top 10 mark, and I'm thinking, Kitchen, you're gonna have to have the race of your life. Tom, just sit still. Back to the front, and Hayden Deegan is just riding elite. Remember I talked a few weeks ago about, is he elite? He is elite, man. That kid is special. When he gets out front and has clear track and is just, I think, kind of focused in on that, not on everybody else, he absolutely is phenomenal, and he was in the early part of this main event. He was gone. So you get a couple minutes into the race, and there's Kitchen at the back end of this little pack. You finally see Hampshire and Kitchen in the same shot, and I'm thinking this is the most pivotal part of the race for Kitchen, because you got Thrasher, who has won this race before, Shimoda, who won last week, in between you. They're not gonna like give it up and move over, so Kitchen had to be at his very best for this exact moment of the race, and he wasn't. He just sat behind Nate Thrasher, unfortunately, for like 4 or 5 minutes, just sat there, kind of made a run at him one time. Again, Thrasher was not giving in, so for Levi Kitchen, the opportunity escaped right there because Hampshire was gone. He checked out from that group, you got stuck, and essentially that was a race for Levi Kitchen. Back up to the front, Jordan Smith's there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, we have a race. I didn't know like Jordan Smith was even around. He was just kind of quiet, but all of a sudden he's on Deegan, and it is on up at the front. I'm thinking, oh baby, here we go. This is Detroit all over again. And then you got RJ Hampshire just riding phenomenal, just smooth, on the gas, aggressive, that perfect balance. And I'm thinking back to the guy at Reno, man. He was so out of control back at that arena cross back at Reno back in the day. I'm telling you, the sketchiest dude I ever seen in my life. And there he is, polished and perfect and balanced and has it all together. He's got this thing in the bag, just kind of riding around in no man's land. Next thing you know, it's back to the front, and boom, Jordan Smith's on the ground. I'm like, finally, some contact, some crazy. It's teammates. I told you, it's Detroit all over again, and I'm pretty hyped up, waiting for the replay, and then it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was just kind of a little bit of a connector tip over thing. Man, I got excited. I took the bait. Yeah, the replay let us know the truth. There was nothing there. That was just kind of a bleh. So final lap, and it's Hayden Deegan out front. RJ Hampshire's right behind him. I'm thinking, bro, just leave him alone. Like, you caught him, but who cares? Let him have the win. Don't try to do anything silly. Just take the title, and he did. So Deegan gets the win. Hampshire gets the championship, and here comes Tom Vialle, just survived it perfectly. He gets the championship, so big night for all three of them, and unfortunately for Levi Kitchen, you rode awesome this year, bro. You're probably the favorite to win next season. You're going to be awesome this summer, too, so no stress, bro. You were awesome. You'll be good again, but you came up a little short on this one. That first Showdown, man, that one cost you. And on the way out of 250s, I got to make a cool point. KTM group, it's got it going on. Vialle wins the 250 East. Hampshire wins the 250 West. Cole Davies, that's right, my guy Cole Davies, wins the Futures. All three brands got it done in the 250 class this year. That's right, baby. All right, so it's 4:50 time, and the gate goes down, and I'm telling you, I've got a feeling. You know the song, I Got a Feeling? I've got a feeling that Justin Cooper is waking up. He's just warming up. He's going to be great this summer. He was really great in Salt Lake City. Of course, Chase Sexton does make the pass, goes on to win the race, but Justin Cooper, welcome to the top of the 450 class, my man, and he's going to be there all summer long, I'm telling you. Next thing you know, you got Jason Anderson come up the inside and pull off the absolute perfectly executed takeout pass. I don't know what the beef is there with Anderson and Hunter Lawrence, but Anderson executed a perfect one, puts Lawrence on the ground. And if I'm Lawrence, I'm getting up from that one, and I'm thinking, what in the heck am I gonna do about this? I gotta do something. I have to stand up for myself, make a move. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got a few laps to think about it. And then the next thing you know, you got Jett Lawrence, who decides, I'm actually gonna maybe go for the win tonight, and he goes on an absolute tear, then makes a huge mistake and decides, yeah, I'm done. That's it. I'm checking out for the night. I'm gonna be the champion. I survived this thing. I'm not trying anymore tonight. And that was probably the better decision, because I think he wanted to maybe win it. I really do think he wanted to, but at the end of the day, the championship meant more, and he decided that's enough about halfway through. Then we go to Adam Cincerello, who is cruising it in for his final ride, and I'm telling you right now, that guy is so physically beat up between his ankles and knees and shoulders and elbows and wrists. He's just hanging on by a thread, and he does it. Adam Cincerello cruises the final laps, finishes his career. Congratulations. And then the next thing you know, Hunter Lawrence is back on screen, and he decides, I know what I'm going to do about this. I'm going to jack with Anderson and come into the corner, smack him in the first turn a little bit. And I got to be honest, I like it. Like, from a character standpoint, sticking up for yourself, I really like that. that. The problem is Jason Anderson is Jason Anderson. Like, he likes this stuff. So I don't think you sent him any kind of a message other than like that you like to play, and he likes to play. You probably just made it worse for yourself, but at the same time, I gotta go with the character, and I like sticking up for yourself because, man, it seemed like a pointless takeout from Jason Anderson, but at the same time, it was flawlessly executed. Salt Lake City was a pretty good one. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations, of course, to the champions. Time for outdoors. I'm ready for it. Supercross out, indoors in. Let's go.